Coach, it seems like that your group is kind of finding a little bit of a groove. You know, I'm sure you're a little more critical than we are, but how would you kind of assess the play of your guys through 2 games?
Okay, good and bad. You know, we made some really good plays last week. Obviously, the touchdown Malik had was pretty impressive, and even Makai Pope, the 4th and 10 he made was really a big play. And then had some really sloppy plays that fortunately weren't on 4th down and weren't extremely critical. So, again, making progress, getting better. Got a long way to go. Got some guys with some talent. Got some young guys with some talent, and just need to keep getting better every day. We really do.
How are Quentin Torber? What do you think the biggest challenge is Memphis defense presents to you?
You know what? They play a lot of good zones. They cover everybody really well. But offensively, we gotta execute. We're not worried too much about them. We're worried about ourselves and making sure we can know where to go and how to get there and how to keep the ball in play. We talk a lot about that. Get the ball in play, throw completions. They do back up a good bit. They mix it up some, but when they back up, we've got to find our holes and make sure we get in there and hit it.
What have you thought of Quentin Torber and Caleb Duckin so far?
Quentin Torber and Caleb Duckin. Duckin got to play a little bit last week, and he got his 1 catch nullified because somebody lined up in the wrong place, so I felt bad about that. But Duck's come along. Torber hadn't gotten a chance to do as much, but he does a lot of good things. He's a talented young man. He's just behind a couple guys now, so that kind of restricts him some. But Duckin's a guy that gets better with reps, and he played about 25 or so snaps last week, so he just needs to keep getting opportunities and see how much more he can improve.
What's impressed you about Makai Pope and just the way he's kind of, I guess, meshed so quickly with this team?
Well, Makai's a good player. He can play in any offense. He's got savvy. He's got good knowledge of the game. He's got good hands. He's got experience. He's played the game. So you can't beat that. You can't replicate that in whatever you do. So he's a good player. Knows how to get open. He's tough. He's the type of guy you really like. So we're happy we got Makai here.
Seems like after Malik's touchdown, everyone was pretty amped up on the sideline. I mean, just what did you see from that play that he executed well, and how important, I guess, is it to get him going?
Well, I'm going to open up with Tula's play because I thought that amped up everybody pretty quickly, without a doubt. That was probably the biggest play in the game. I mean, we were sloppy for another quarter or so. But, yeah, we got to that point, and, again, on the headset, 4th and 10, and half of us wanted to go for it and half of us wanted to punt. And Coach Lee said, no, we're going to go for it. Let's see what happens. Sort of made that play. And then obviously getting the position to give Malik a chance over there was really big, and it was big for Malik. He's missed the first game, and for him to get in there and get some momentum going, he's kind of an emotional guy. So to keep him moving positive direction is good for him, and it's really good for our team.
Coach Leach mentioned just his technique on that play and how well he executed. I mean, what I guess is the step to kind of make sure he's doing that on every rep and pretty consistent with that?
If he's got a good coach, he'll continue to get better at that. So, yeah, it's always a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody. But, yeah, you got to learn how to play hard and play fast, and you've got to expect the ball every time, and that's what gets tricky. There's some plays that you don't think it's coming and it does, and you're in trouble. And great players, they expect it all the time. So obviously he and everyone else, we're constantly working on that. We've got to expect the ball, and we've always got to run the route as well as we can run it.
You mentioned that 4th down conversion, that back shoulder to Makai. Just what do they kind of show you, just the connection that Will has with kind of the receiver?
Well, we've worked on that, and again, both of them are capable of making that play. But obviously on 4th and 10, that's a critical play. It's a critical play in the game, 7-3. And if we miss that and they get the ball right there on about the 35 or wherever it was, that's a big play in the game. So, yeah, it meant a lot to be able to execute that, and both those guys can do it, and it was good to see that happen.
How do things change maybe for these newcomers with a first road game? How do you kind of change the lock in there a little bit?
You try to just stay consistent as you can in everything we do. Everything we do, and it'll be a little different getting on a bus and going, but all our meetings and all our times and how we get to the movie, and we'll try to make sure we replicate the exact same scenario from here to there. Being in a different ballpark, we don't talk a lot about it. Let's go play. Let's go play. It's a 100-yard field, and hashes and numbers are all the same. So we don't talk a lot about it. Just it's a road game. Let's get ready to go play.
I think it was Makai that took a big hit in the end zone toward the end of the game. Yeah. How's he doing? Just a little sore, I guess.
He's great. He's a tough kid.
I know you guys don't talk about it much, but I don't think Memphis is having cowbells. They're not a lot of cowbells in that game. Is that going to be a little weird?
Well, I wasn't going to bring one anyway, so that doesn't affect me. I don't. I'm curious. I've read all the little comments going back and forth, but I remember playing in the stadium and always wondering. Now wait a minute. No, they're allowed to ring them, but when we snap the ball, they can't ring them. I always thought that was kind of different. But yeah, no, we have not talked a lot about that one way or the other.
I know you got a lot of guys in rotation, but how close is Rufus Harvey?
That's a Coach Nickel question.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Coach Nickel question.